I'm the former Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor of the City of Dallas. I'm Dwaine Caraway. Real life street stars, off the chain. I've done my interview with them, and I invite each and every one of you, make sure that you tune in to the channel.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life,
It ain't real life. Just say real life street stars. You know what time it is. Real life street stars, man. We got a special occasion. We got a special occasion. The hometown hero, Mr. Dwaine Caraway. First and foremost, we got to say thank you. Not only thank you for coming here to give us, some young black men your story and the platform to be able to tell your story,
Okay.
but just for everything that you've done for the community first and foremost. We're going to go through there, but we want to just start off by just saying everything that you've done on a positive sense and a positive light. Man, it's just been, they're going to write books about it, but, of course, we got to go through the whole story of Mr. Dwaine Caraway. Let's do it like this. A lot of people, they already know your story. They already know your upbringing, but we want to slightly go into just quickly your upbringing, where you're from, what kind of got you into politics, and just go through the quick backstory that got you into becoming, of course, Dallas City Councilman.
Well, that's not going to be so quick now.
All right.
Don't.
Yeah, and I don't want to rush you.
Yeah, we gonna go through there. I don't want to rush. Let's go through there now.
Y'all know now. First of all, let me say this. It's my pleasure and an honor for me to be here and to be talking with you all, okay? I've chosen not to talk to folks until I got myself to a point where I chose to please and talk with whoever I wanted to talk to. So I appreciate the opportunity and invitation that was given here. First I'd like to begin to really address the plight that I've currently gone through and still in the middle of, so we can get that out the way.
Yeah, let's get that out the way.
So then we can really get to talking.
Yeah, let's do it.
One, you don't control when you're doing something as a black person, as a black man, and doing something good for the community. There's always going to be a target on your back. There were targets on Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you just name them, Emmett Till, everybody, when you're doing something positive. Ray Nagin, Kwame Kilpatrick, Don Hill, the late Don Hill, Al Lipscomb, all of us, myself. If you're doing something for the community, then folks are not going to, or there are those who are not going to applaud that. We have haters out here. You all have some haters too. I call them the hateration committee. Those are people that's going to continue to hate and not support the things necessary to move forward. I was born here in Dallas, Texas.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I was born at the old Parkland Hospital.
Oh man.
Wait, no, hold on. I'm talking about the old Parkland Hospital. Now, see, y'all don't even know what the old Parkland Hospital is.
Nah, we don't.
Y'all think it's on Harry Hines across the street from the new one.
Oh, okay.
No, I was born at the old Parkland Hospital on Maple and Oak Lawn.
Oh, I was born at the new one.
Is that the one the one they took JFK to?
No. I was born at the one before they took John F. K. there.
Oh man, okay.
All right, let's be real clear. And that is when we as blacks had to be born in the basement. Okay, so damn is right. In the basement. Okay. So then at that point, my family, I'm a little baby now. I was raised over in the projects. I'm a project brother on Mills Place in East Dallas, Southeast Dallas. And then from there, we went to move over on Lago and Hamilton in South Dallas. And I went to school, my first grade, at Paul Lawrence Dunbar. My mother's a beautician, okay? My father worked at Brook Hollow Country Club, okay? So here we go. Where the Cotton Bowl is now, that's where the Dallas Texans, who are now the Kansas City Chiefs,
Right.
and the Dallas Cowboys played at the Cotton Bowl. And we as little kids we used to go over there, sneak under the fence to go into the Cotton Bowl to see the football games. Now, at the end of the day, and you asked for it, so I'm gonna give it all to you.
Yeah, let's talk to him.
At Good Luck's at hamburgers, you used to get hamburgers, 6 hamburgers for 99 cents.
Oh, damn.
Oh, hell no.
Talk about the dollar menu.
6 hamburgers for 99 cents. So I want to make sure y'all understand the history and the legacy of what's going on.
Right.
And then in 1961, we moved to Oak Cliff. In 1961, where my mother currently is there now. My father passed in 2015. I went to St. Anthony. And then from St. Anthony, my father and my parents felt that we needed to have a mix in growing up. And so they allowed us then to go to public school to give a different mix, because in Catholic school is one way, but you don't get the hood until you get to the public school. So we went to Oliver Wendell Holmes, where I played football and ran track and did everything but played basketball. But now here's the deal. I went to football. I went to Oliver Wendell Holmes, and then you had Roosevelt at that time. But Oliver Wendell Holmes was so tough. The athletes were so tough. And then Zumwalt athletes were so tough. Well, that's when they decided, when I say they, white folks decided to split this up. It's gonna be too much of a powerhouse here. Because the feeder school then was Roosevelt, okay? Well, they say, well, we gotta split this up now. So we're gonna have to bring South Oak Cliff in. So that's how SOC came about. So they split up all of the athletes and all of the schools, and so that's where South Oak Cliff came into play. Then you had Roosevelt. So then that's where you had the best athletes competing against one another, okay? Instead of being the Texas powerhouse that it would have been, okay? In every sport, okay? So now, as I said, I went to Oliver Wendell Holmes. Then I left and went to Roosevelt. Of course, it was time for me to go to high school. We left Roosevelt and had a scholarship, academic scholarship, to the University of Arizona. So I flew out there and went to to freshman orientation. Well, I didn't see us out there. And I went in there with that night, I went out and went there, and all of it was going on, and went to the little freshman orientation party, and it was with other people other than my folks. And they had stuff going on. And what they was rolling out there wasn't like this here, a little joint. They rolling some cigars, and it was lit up. But I called my parents. They were in New York at the time because my brother graduated from Morgan State. Then he left and played with the Los Angeles Rams. And he was All-State at Roosevelt and All-American. But anyway, I called my parents and I said I wasn't going here. I wasn't feeling it. So I got on the plane and left the next day. And then my girlfriend then was at Langston University. And so they said they'd get me admitted into Langston University because her aunt was big time up there. And hey, it was like overnight. Now they done enrolled me in Langston. So here I go up there. Now at Langston University, of course, I had interactions with Charlie Wilson, Thomas Hollywood Henderson, because all of us went to Langston.
Oh, man.
So
was he singing at the time? Was he singing at the time?
Well, singing up there, in your college, singing around the place, But so Hollywood was there, and we're still friends today. Thomas Hollywood Henderson. So went to Langston. Then got tired of Oklahoma, and then left to come home to go to Texas Southern. Okay, so 3 of us, we left Langston. 3 of my buddies, we left Langston and went to Texas Southern. Pledged Kappa Alpha Psi, Texas Southern. I want y'all to know I am a Kappa.
Oh,
All
man.
right, I want y'all to
so
get
was y'all doing a little?
We did it all. I might get up here and do something right now. It ain't like I can't. All right. And but I pledged Kappa in spring of '72. Okay, and then my mother got sick around 74. My brother was playing football up at Morgan State at the time, getting ready to go into professional football. And one of us had to come home. So it was gonna be me to come home. I mean, I'm the baby. I was rolling. Now, let me tell y'all, in Houston, I was rolling. If I'd never left Houston, it is absolutely no telling what I'd be doing today.
Wow,
No. I'd probably been the governor or something else by the time if I left, if I stayed at Texas Southern. But at the end of the day, when I left Houston to come home to be with my mom, because my father worked and had to support the family, my brother was there, so it was the only option left was me. So when I came in, I looked for a job, and I couldn't find one that I was comfortable with because I was managing apartments when I was in Houston. And I had a meat man, I had a furniture man, I had a liquor man, and I had a suit man. And everybody was living all right, okay?
Right.
Everybody was living all right.
Yeah.
But I was driving down Stemmons Freeway, and I said, I gotta get a job. I've always believed in working. So I stopped at the Pizza Inn corporate office, and I walked in. I said, I want a job. And I want a manager's job. I didn't want just no job.
You came in there entitled.
I came in there with a title. I wanted to Well, here's the deal I will say to you all.
Yeah.
If you don't come or demand the level that you are wanting to achieve,
That's what's up.
you just go in there and just ask for an application. Okay, they'll give you an application. You're just another little pizza man up there doing that. I want a manager's job. And I looked apart when I went in there. And they said, well, we don't have a manager's position open right now, but we got assistant manager over on Lancaster and Oak Cliff. Well, I give it to me. So I went to there and started fixing the pizzas. I was the assistant manager, and then within 30, 40 days, I became the manager, and I fixed pizzas so well that I earned the name, the Black Italian. I can lead anybody to fix a pizza. I want y'all to know that.
Oh, you that cold?
I'm that cold. The pregnant women would come, and I would guarantee them, if you eat this pizza, you'll be having that baby within the next few weeks. So the Black Italian, I can fix the hell out of some pizza. So anyway, and I'm having fun with you guys.
Yeah.
We'll get down to the meat and potatoes of which I really want to talk about, but I'm just letting you know that. But so the line would be long on Friday nights.
Can I ask what type of music was y'all jamming back then? Like,
Man, well, nothing like what y'all jamming now, but I'm with the beat now. I'm with the beat. I'm not with all the lyrics, but I'm with the beat. Okay? But see, the music we had then, you could get out of trouble with this music. Cause see, you messed up with your girlfriend. Are you trying to get a message to your girlfriend? All you gotta do is put on My Girl and Ship Ahoy and the OJs and all that, the Temptations and all of that. Just play that for her. The Soul Children and all that. You just put that on and you ain't got no more problem. Because see, the music didn't apologize for you if you messed up. The music sent the message of if you're trying to get a message across. That's why so many babies was born and off that same music. Now, it's going to be a little difficult to be having all them babies with what's going on now, because, I mean, you got to go all kind of ways. You got to go all kind of ways trying to do that. But back then, it was, it was grinding and doing some stuff and getting it on and sweating and doing all this kind of stuff. But right now, I mean, you're all over the place.
Yeah.
But anyway, but on a Friday night, I had a phone call from the only person I called my boss, and that was Chuck Smith from K104. Chuck called me and how he got my name, what he wanted to talk about. I didn't know, but I'm answering the phone. We got a pizza inn full of people, and we talked for about 3 hours. Wow. And he asked me, would I come out to the radio station the next morning on that Saturday? And I met him out there at 12 o'clock, and I didn't leave until 5 o'clock that evening. We had a heck of a come to Jesus meeting and all of that, and he hired me.
Wow.
All right. I became sports and promotion director at K104. I was sports and promotion director for 8 years. Chris Arnold, when I decided to leave finally to begin my other business, was my replacement. So Chris Arnold, that you all know now,
Yeah.
he was my replacement. He was in from New York at that time.
When he started dating Janet, did you hit him like, yo, you did that,
yeah.
my boy?
So then when I left K104, I got into my own promotions and advertising. So I created my own advertising agency. And I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. I was making money. And I had did so many promotions at K104. I was extremely well known. I did track meets. I did the Miss Brickhouse contest with the Commodores, and y'all remember Brickhouse?
Oh, yeah, she's a brick.
Well, you gotta look, and y'all get some more. You gotta get some of the footage from our contests we had.
Oh, there's footage out there?
Yeah, there's footage out there.
Oh, yeah, we gonna find.
Y'all need to meet some of the Brickhouse contestants and winners.
Oh, yes.
And compare them with then and today.
And today.
Yeah. Well, now you know.
It might be all the alterations today, but
let's just stay with the then. Okay. But so when I left, I went into the owner of the radio station. I had been there 8 years. I had done a tremendous job. And I wanted to move up. I didn't want to just stay on this level. So I wanted to at least get into sales because I wanted to make some money.
Right.
And when I talk about money, I have to say this one thing, and I'm proud of you guys. It's not about the money. It's about the money.
It's about the money.
All right. So
were you money driven from the moment you got out of college? Like success is based on money.
Well, not necessarily. There was no limit up here for success.
That's true.
If you decide that you want to go and stay right here, you stay there by
right,
yourself.
yeah. Why box yourself in?
Yeah, you open up the door. James Brown say, open up the door, I get it myself. So all the door has to be is just open.
There you go.
That's all that has to take place. But so at the end of the day, when I went in to ask for a job, I'm already with you for 8 years. And it's like Jeff comes to you and say, hey, look, I want to do, and then you say, well, Jeff, send me a resume.
8 years?
Do you understand what I just said? This man asked me to send him a resume.
Ah, see now.
So what I did, I sent him a letter of resignation. Okay, and that's when they had to start looking for Chris Arnold. And I stayed there until Chris came. And when Chris got there, that's when they had the keys to the van, because I'm the first one that had a van at K104. Okay? And then I left to start my own business. Well, I didn't have about $1,500. That's all I had. And I went over and got an office over in Wynwood Shopping Center at the time. Got old raggedy furniture and all that, because the first thing you had to have was somewhere to go. The next thing I needed to have was something to put in somebody's hands to say who I am and what I'm going to do. And then you had to have a commitment to do it. It's just like in here. I'm proud of you guys. In my studio, I don't have no lights like this, but I'm going to have some.
He's about to have.
Do you think?
I ain't got no cameras like this, but I'm going to have to get some.
Yeah.
All right? So y'all showing me what it takes and what I need in my place. If y'all going to come to my studio.
We got you, bro. We got you.
So y'all going to be on my deal.
We
I'm
got you.
gonna have little tiny things and little tiny cameras, little tight stuff. There will be nothing like this, but it's okay, cause see, y'all showing me what I need. So you never get too old to learn.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing I want to say.
Do you think, as black men, trying to come up and do things, do we get caught up too much on? Because like you said, you just did what you had to do.
That's
and
right.
I feel like some people count themselves out feeling like I can't do it because I don't have the money or this. Like, what would you say for somebody in that position that's just trying to live their dream and go forward, but they might not have the funds to make it happen right away?
Well, step out on faith. First of all, let me make sure we all understand in this room. God, that's the first thing. If you believe and you trust, put your faith right there. You can do it. It's absolutely nothing to do. When I was in prison, now I'll segue into that. And yes, I did go, and they put me on a sabbatical. I didn't say I did anything. I said they put me on sabbatical.
4.5 years.
Yeah. Well, I didn't stay there that long,
Yeah,
but yeah, 4.5 years. But at the end of the day, man, I taught class when I was at Big Springs. I taught class. I graduated 175, and I hate to say inmates, but we were inmates. But I graduated 175 dudes because they didn't have the GEDs, and from all walks of life. They've been in the drug line. They've been in all the different fields and all that. And I asked the warden and my counselor to allow me to have these conversations and these classes because, they always tell you about recidivism. And all of the paperwork they got, you go to the recidivism. They had none of that stuff where I was. None of it. And had not done it. But had not it been done, then they would not have received credit and a little reduction on their time so they could get out. But all they needed to do was just hear real talk. It's like y'all do real street.
Real life streets, yeah.
Yeah, so here's the deal. That was one of the greatest, believe it or not, experiences that I've had. Now I done served, I done did everything around the city of Dallas. I done built, I done did every single thing. It's nothing. My footprint is everywhere, okay? Even when you go to the zoo, you see that giraffe?
Yes.
That's my giraffe.
Oh, man.
That's my giraffe. That's my creation right there. Now, I didn't have a giraffe. That's my giraffe.
Yeah, you put his neck in there.
Yeah. So when you go to I-35 in Leadbelly, where the Walmart is, QT, Wendy's, IHOP, all that stuff. That's my deal.
And it look good.
Well, yeah, but here's the deal. If you don't care about your surroundings and your future, see, it's over for me. But the fight is not over. All y'all got kids, as we were talking before we got started. Y'all got kids. And the way this stuff is right now today, the way it looks today, as raggedy as Keith's Boulevard is today, 10 more years of this raggedy and with nothing being done, you all's children are going to have to deal with it. That's a problem. It ain't, you all going to have to be dealing with it. That's a problem. We don't have a movie theater over here. I get pissed off. I want some else. A lot's going to come out of me now. Y'all better tell me to stop. But here's the deal. We don't even have a movie theater in Oak Cliff, South Dallas, Pleasant Grove. Then just show me where one is.
I never thought about it.
Well, you got to think about it. Because here's the deal. If you don't think about it now, then 10 more years from now, what's going to happen? And you can't just keep moving out and out and out and out. Pretty soon, they're going to be way out in West Texas, okay? If you just keep moving out. You got to move back in where you left because we came in here and we bought our home. I tell you, my father and them bought our home in 1961, and our house is still there, right on Corinth. All right, right on Corinth. We ain't going nowhere.
So we always have these discussions all the time.
Okay.
Where we don't own all that stuff, right?
Right.
I want to ask you, what is the first thing that we can do to change? I don't know. I don't even know where to start. I think that's the problem. Like,
well, here's the deal. Let me say this to you. I'm glad you asked that. Where's the first place to start? Now, I want to always say that, we got to go to church. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to come together. We got to do all this stuff. We got to stop bumping our gums. You got to start holding people accountable. You got to stop thinking, well, that's my buddy, that's my friend, and this is it. There's some hard things that you as young men and the folks that's listening have to do and have to have the gazubas, because we got ladies watching, but you got to have it in order to get it done. And I'm asking you straight up, we got to change. Look, in 1972, that's when they first started this mess about don't hit my child. I got my ass whooped when I was at school. That's why I shit, hell. I mean, look at what's really going on.
Should teachers still be able to whoop kids today?
Yeah, you should beat their asses down.
I don't know.
So here's the deal. But every kid don't need his ass beat. Okay? Now, you got a classroom with 50 kids in there. Then you got one bad one that's disturbing all y'all's children that's trying to learn, but you got one bad one. Now, either that parent need to come on up here and take care of this, or somebody else got to take care of it. Now, don't let one spoil 49. Now, we ain't gonna kill nobody. Look at, my mother is 93, okay? And you all parents, those that are still with us, look at where they are. And look at what we went through to get to where we are. And it didn't kill us. You know, and I get passionate about this stuff because this is one reason why they put me in timeout. Because I'm making a difference and not afraid to speak it up. And I'm addressing what you asked about what can we do. First of all, I'll tell you this little short story. I had a friend named George Badgett. And George, he was the only kid out of 8 that went to college. So his family, they happy because they got a college graduate in the family. And they had a family business. And so on that Sunday, they were saying, his father said, at Sunday supper, which we don't have no more, what can we do? We want you to talk to the family. Tell us what we need to do. Same as what you just asked. What can we do? He said, well, Daddy, you got the toughest thing that's gonna turn it around. He said, son, what is it? He said, Daddy, you don't want me to tell you what you really gotta do? He said, what is it that we have to do to make this business a success? He said, Daddy, you got to do one thing. He said, you got to fire mama.
Keep it 100.
You got to
Mama
fire
gotta
mama.
go.
You got to fire mama. Now, don't put her out the house, but you got to
As a business.
fire her from that standpoint. So to answer your question, what we got to do, we got to start holding each other accountable. You got to start going to the PTA meetings, because when you go to the PTA meeting, and they call a big PTA meeting, all the teachers are there, and everybody's there, but everybody's there but the parent. PTA meeting, got 2 parents there. Got a school full of them, 2 parents there, okay? You got to hold everybody accountable. You got to hold the preacher accountable. There's no reason to have as many crack houses on every corner in a neighborhood when you got a church on every corner. Just in my district that I represented alone in District 4, just that one District 4.
Oak Cliff.
Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
Just District 4 of Oak Cliff has 392 churches.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
So now here's the deal. If we got that, if we got all these churches, the preachers got to come on. Now I know everybody, the preacher, Reverend this, Reverend that, Reverend that. I know the preachers. I believe and I support the preachers, but the preachers got to do something, and they got to start opening up the church house, not just on Sunday morning to collect the offering and the tithes. But when I was growing up, you had to go to Sunday school, then you had to go to the service, then the church is out at 12:30, 1 o'clock. Then you had to go to Big Mama's house to have supper and dinner, in which how many of us are going and having Sunday dinner right now at Auntie's house and none of that. All this stuff is gone. Then we get back and they be back at church at 3 o'clock for the 3 o'clock service. And then you had to come back in for BTU at 6 o'clock in the evening. You took prayer out of school. You took the Pledge of Allegiance out of school. You took the paddle board out of school. You took PE out of school. That's why we're all so fat now, including me. Hell, we used to put on our white tennis shoes, white socks, white gym trunks, and white shirt, and we had to go to PE and do things we had to do. They done got rid of that. Why? Y'all ain't said nothing about it.
Hold on, I'm curious.
But
and we gotta go through a lot of it, but when it comes to churches and pastors,
okay,
corruption.
Okay.
Do you feel that is heavy within the church community?
I don't think that the preachers are corrupt. I don't put a tag on preachers to say that they're corrupt. Okay, let me take that away. Not with the money. That's not where I'm going. But I am saying that we need more church involvement within the community to restore the love about the community. See, I owned ED 5 guns. I had a gun in every room of my house, just in case somebody will come into my game room. I got some over here for him. You'll come in this room. I got something for you. All right, so I got something I can reach to real quick.
What type of gun? What type of guns? You?
No, mine's just 38.
Okay. Just curious.
You know, shotguns.
Okay.
That kind of stuff. 22.
Okay.
But here's where I'm going. You know, when we see police kill a black person, shot him in the back, and I've seen it. I had to go over because I was eating a steak at Perry. I was out there at Papa Steakhouse. I'll tell you exactly what. I don't mind telling people. I get a phone call. A brother been shot in the back over at Dixon Circle. Okay, Dixon Circle. Y'all know about Dixon?
We know about Dixon.
All right. Well, at Dixon Circle. Okay. Now here's the news. Mayor Pro Tem Dwaine Caraway is on his way. Mayor Pro Tem Dwaine Caraway. We didn't call Mayor Pro Tem. I didn't know. Hell, I was sitting there eating, mind my own business. But now the call came to me to get my butt over there because the community needed to hear and get things settled down. Okay. So, you know, of course, yes, it's disruption and it's wrong. It's all of that. George Floyd, it's disruption, it's wrong, it's all of that. Trayvon and all that, all the kids and the folks that got killed, the girl in Fort Worth. But we rise up for that. But then this weekend, brother done shot another brother. We ain't rising up. Death is death. Hurt is hurt.
Wrong is wrong.
Loss is loss. Wrong is wrong. Little girl over in my district, the little 14-year-old girl, that 13-year-old that was killed.
That was abducted in the house?
Yeah.
The abandoned house.
Yes. And I went into the crime scene.
Yeah, thank you.
That was a hurtful situation to see blood everywhere. I mean, this is a baby that had nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
But somebody gonna take a gun and gonna shoot the baby. Now, here's the deal, fellas, and everybody that's listening. We gotta put the gun to the side. Whatever happened to the fist fight? Well, the
square one, the fair one.
Yeah, you know, and when I say the fist fight, some of the fights that I've seen on television, you got one that's beating them up, then here come 13 more. Everybody beating up the same person. Okay? This would happen. You know, if me and you decide we're gonna square off in here. Well, we ain't gonna do that. But here's the deal. Then whatever just happened to the fight? And what happened to the loss of life? Because the same person that was killed by one of the guns that we're using, that family, that baby is growing up without a father. The cousins, everybody growing up with and are grieving. So what we have to do, one, to change everything, as you say, and I'm just giving you the whole banana now. We gotta say, hey, enough is enough. And we have to figure out how we're gonna come together. Because aren't y'all tired of going to the different stores and buying your lottery tickets and getting your chicken wings and all your Black and Miles and all of that behind thick glass, and it ain't none of us selling it to one another. But we're buying it from somebody. And it's on every single corner. Now, I fought against the beer and wine. I fought about the plastic bags. I fought about pulling up your pants. I had folks at Big Spring pulling up the pants.
You fight against the Cowboys being in Dallas.
I remember the Pull Up Your Pants song. Yeah. That was a whole movement.
So here's it. I put up billboards. I did all this stuff. But, you know, and then, yes, I was on Dr. Phil and with the pulling up your pants, the whole 9 yards, and dealing with the plastic bags. And I dealt with the beer and wine well, the reason I get on them preachers, the only reason I do get on the preachers, because the proliferation of the beer and wine in southern Dallas, when I say southern, not the southern sector. I hate the word sector. Have anybody ever heard of you've been to the eastern sector? You ever heard of the northern sector? The western sector? The only thing they talk about, damn it, is the southern sector. We Oak Cliff, okay? That's South Dallas. That's Redbury. That's South Oak Cliff. That's Singing Hills. Okay, but here's the deal. But now you hear about Lake Highlands and Kessler Park and Bishop Arts, and you hear all of that, but you don't hear and you don't take our identity away. And I fight for our identity. And that's one reason why this passion is coming out on me. I'm sorry. Y'all asked for it.
No, I love it. Yeah, we want it.
No, y'all asked for it. No, y'all asked for it. But I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Because I want us to have some fight, but I want us to have some unified fight.
We need it.
For the purpose, for the reason, for the future. And if we sit and we don't stand up and we don't vote, and we think our vote don't count, our vote do count. Look at Georgia. I mean, I'm so proud of Georgia getting out, standing up, voting, changing the game.
Oh, yeah.
Changing the game, but that's what it's going to take. And it's going to take us to fire some people and put some people in there that we know, not some people that we heard of, some people that you know, some people that's in your community, some folks that's proven themselves to you that they're going to be there for you. And we got to stop having our hands out and just accepting anything that somebody just say they're going to do. They've said many things about what was going to happen in Oak Cliff. None of it has happened. None of it. All right, I'm sorry, y'all.
So let's do it like this.
I'm going to let y'all ask some questions.
Yeah, we will address the elephant in the room, but you were telling the story of after leaving K104 of getting your shop set up and becoming the councilman up into the mayor of who you are today. So I just want to, before we get to the issue, just kind of go back to that as far as what made you even get into the
Let me settle
community.
down. Let me settle down now.
No, I like to lean forward, Caraway. I like to lean forward, Caraway.
Let me settle down. Listen, I had to make me some money. I created my own advertising agency called Hot Shot Production and Hot Shot Advertising. Okay? And I made a lot of money with Hot Shot Advertising. Then I promoted concerts. I've done so many and met so many people in the concert entertainers. And I'm telling you, I know them personally. And I promoted concerts at Reunion Arena. Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, and all these people that I knew and met. Now, I don't want nobody to think that we was rubbing elbows and stuff. I was making money. I was producing the shows, promoting the shows. So, of course, we come in contact with the promoters, with the artists. But Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, Millie Jackson, B.B. King, Bobby Bland, Johnny Taylor, Prince. These are shows, just a few that I can tell you that I've done and made a lot of money. From that point, I began to promote football games. And I began to promote games, and I'm the one that created with Al Wash, he was my partner at the time, the Grambling Prairie View game.
Oh, you created the Grambling Prairie View game?
The Grambling Prairie View game.
Oh, man.
Grambling Prairie View.
Hey.
So let's not let it be said that the PV Grambling game.
One of the greatest games in the world.
Now, I got sick in, where was I? Out in West Texas. And at that particular point, because I got sick, I was asked to kind of take it easy because I had some heart problems at that time. And since then, Al has continued to go with the game. I created the Tiger Paw Classic in Houston. I'm the one that started the Labor Day Classic that is now HBCU Classic all around, okay? I brought the SWAC basketball tournament here to Dallas when Prairie View won the SWAC basketball tournament. And we were having the basketball tournament out at Lowe's Stadium, okay? Lowe's Fieldhouse. There are so many things in promotions and entertainment that I've done. And I'm not trying to make, did you ask me my history? Yeah. I'm just giving it to you. Yeah, those are things that are documented and that's been done. At that particular time, I got into politics because I was asked by Mayor Annette Strauss, the late mayor, to come serve on the youth commission for the city of Dallas. At that point, then Mayor Steve Bartlett asked me to be the chairman of the South Dallas Fair Park Trust Fund, in which I'm very, 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 very in tune with it and pissed off about it even today, okay? Of the way that it's being handled. We had battles going back and forth with the trust fund, first trying to identify the money that was in the trust fund, because Starplex at Fair Park, that's where the dollar for every ticket, that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be every ticket that's sold at Fair Park at Starplex, we're supposed to put $1 into the trust fund. Well, that agreement changed in politics at City Hall. Instead of making it $1 off of each ticket, they moved the decimal point and put it in front of the one,
Right.
and made it 10 cents a ticket. Okay? Well, we finally agreed that we put about $700,000, $800,000 in the trust fund. Okay? And then I pissed them off, because instead of giving 3 or 4 companies $50,000, the money for the trust fund, and the reason for the trust fund was to go and distribute to the small businesses around the immediate area of Fair Park in that community, the immediate area. But now if you become chair of something, you're supposed to look at what the hell I'm a chair of. Okay, what's happening? Well, I got this money. Well, what am I going to do with it? How are we going to disperse it to the people? Well, and these are grants. Now, could you just imagine today, if you guys and ladies, if you all had a $10,000 grant that you didn't have to pay back, would that help you?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Would that help you?
Yeah.
So instead of giving 3, 4 people $50,000, I decided I'm gonna give everybody $10,000. They ain't got to pay it back. Backers Cleaners got $10,000. Well, hell, he needed it because the roof of the cleaners was leaking. And guess what it was leaking on? All y'all's clothes, okay? So give him $10,000, let him go fix the roof at his building. In Bonton, the car wash in Bonton. The car wash that's in Bonton on Bear Street, here's the deal. They didn't have no lights and didn't have no vacuum. Now you want to go down there trying to wash your car in Bonton at night without no lights. Get a man $10,000, let him buy some lights. He ought to pay us back. Eagle Trophies on MLK. The little old man, he's engraving trophies, and he got that stencil, and he had to, drag it through to make the W on the stencil. We gave that man $10,000. You know what he did with it? He bought that computer. And he's up there late at night, and he told me, and I never forget, he said, "Son, I want to thank you, Mr. Caraway." He said, "Because now I can bid on some city contracts." Come on, man.
So is this leading into the where we're going as far as what happened with the whole going to? So you're telling the story because you're saying basically you were able to help us as Black people get some money, like you said that this.
Hey, it just open up the door,
Right?
And at the end of the day, the Delta House on the MLK,
Right?
They got $10,000. Why you think you see the Delta House?
Right.
Miss Shirley Friday, DST. I mean, things like that. And I don't go out to blow my whistle. But at the end of the day, where I finally, went in, and they said, we got to take him, we got to put him in timeout because there's just too much stuff going on. And so when Mayor Bartlett put me on the trust fund, I did that. Then I got on the park board by the late Charlotte Mays, and I became vice president of the park board. That's why I told y'all that's my giraffe out there in front of the zoo, okay? Because you have to fight for these things. Cedar Crest Golf Course. There's history behind the Cedar Crest Golf Course. The Cedar Crest Golf Course used to be a 1-story little cinder block, 1,500 square foot building. That's what it used to be. Have y'all been to Cedar Crest to see that $3 million clubhouse that I had to kick their butt to make them build? Because when we moved in Oak Cliff in 1961, well, here's the deal. They say, and my eyes never saw the clubhouse that they say, because when Blacks started moving into Oak Cliff, Cedar Crest Golf Course Clubhouse was mysteriously burned down. They told me they didn't have no pictures. They told me that I said, well, what about the insurance? They said, well, the city of Dallas don't have no insurance on our city. I said, hold on. You can tell everybody that now. I guess if the convention center is gonna burn it down, you tell me we the taxpayers, we just lost all that. Reunion Arena gonna burn it down. We don't have no insurance. Y'all tell it to somebody else. So this old man named Mr. Moe came to me, because I've always stayed around with the older people to get the wisdom.
There you go.
He said, we had our proms. We had to have our proms in the gym at Lincoln and Booker T. And the white folks had their prom right here at the Cedar Crest. I said, they couldn't have no prom off in here. He bought me the pictures. On this big, beautiful clubhouse with all of the folks from Sunset and Adamson and Kimball, all those schools. They were white then, okay? And he bought me them pictures. I took the pictures, of course. And I went in there and I said, okay, y'all tell me this. What about this? Oh, yeah, well, it burned. Well, okay, it burned. What was the value of it? Oh, it was about $3 million. Well, if it was $3 million back then, you can imagine what it would be, what it is today.
Exactly.
They built the clubhouse, $350,000. This one is $3 million. I said, I'm tell y'all something. I said, y'all got 15 minutes to tell me what happened to the insurance money. Oh, yeah, I got to run over here and go have a word with somebody else.
Yeah.
All right. So now you see the clubhouse. And I say to you all, never take no for an answer. You can't put no and can't in my vocabulary. You ask how we went up the ladder and what we need to do. It's because if you care, then you're going to do something about it, period. And you have the power to do it. In prison, I showed those guys how they didn't have to sell no dope when you get out. Just get you a can of spray paint, get you a stencil, pick a street, charge $10, go spray the address on these people's, on their curve, charge them $10, do 10 houses a day, 5 days a week, that's $500. That's $2,000 a month. If you feel like, and take Saturday and Sunday off if you want to.
There you go.
Okay? And look, can't nobody stop you from becoming an entrepreneur. Figure it out.
Free game.
That's all you got to do. Put the guns down. Get back to the family. And then I became on the city council, yes. And I raised hell on the city council. And then I became the mayor pro tem, the deputy mayor pro tem, the mayor pro tem, the mayor, then back to the mayor pro tem. Okay? And then they decided, hey, look, we can't handle this. So we got to put him in timeout. And so I went to timeout.
So I want to touch on that right there.
I'm through, y'all. Go ahead.
$170 million project.
Right.
I guess
that's what they said it ended up being.
That's the number they threw on it, and that was to fix school buses.
No.
Well, I mean, what was
Let me say it. Whatever they were doing, this man came to me, this elected official, and this is about as much personal I'm gonna get into it, but we're gonna still get into it. When an elected official comes to an elected official and says, hey, this is something that we like. Okay, it had nothing to do with the city. It had nothing to do with the city, but it has something to do with our kids and the safety of our kids. And not the kids of District 4, the kids of the city and kids, period. And and people at the time, you know how y'all run across them when the bus arm ain't there and they zip right past, and then these little babies jump off the bus, they happy to see mama, they run across the street, and bam, the car hit them.
Happens too many times.
So they had a very sweet project, and it was bus arm come out, put a camera on it. You run across that red light, that camera, get your license plate, bam, we gonna send you a ticket. They gonna send you a ticket. Okay? Yeah.
$300 ticket.
$300 ticket. So if it's $300 ticket, you're gonna kind of have a little bit of respect for it.
Yes,
you're gonna have a little respect, okay? So that was a good deal as far as I was concerned. Not on the charge side. I didn't know what they were gonna be charging. That was their thing. My thing, put that thing out there and stop the kids from getting run over. Slow the folks down. Simple
you
as
go.
that. Now, at the end of the day, where you get to 170 is because I told you about, that's what they say that it cost the taxpayers, 170 million. And of the 170 million, they tagged me with 500,000. Give me a break.
500,000.
I mean, give me a break. Now, if I'm gonna do something wrong and I'm gonna go somewhere, and it's
knowingly getting into
no, come on now. But at the end of the day, let me just say, that's what they said. That's what happened. That's what I accepted. I've apologized. I still do. I'm gonna go through this, deal with this, put all this behind me, because I'm the only brother that got into this situation now.
Out of how many people?
I don't have a clue. I didn't even care, but I didn't know.
So I'm curious of you not wanting to take it to trial. You went straight guilty.
Well, here's the deal. Let me tell you why. I told you before we got started. I saw Dunhill.
Yes.
And I know a little bit about the law. And at the end of the day, when folks come to you, and everybody that's listening and watching, when the authorities come to you, don't lie. They already know. They waiting on you to lie so they can just get some more time to you. That's what that is. No, you see people say, well, they lied to the FBI. Don't lie to these people. Tell folks the truth. Now, you don't want them lying on you, but you have to figure out a way how you're going to defend yourself. And sometimes the best way out is the way that I chose. Hey, let me do this because y'all, I don't know what all y'all might do. Y'all might have me jumping off the top of the W Hotel doing something. Something I had no business doing, okay? Well, let me just cut my losses right here. I cut mine.
So we all know that, when they put out articles, they just do what they want to do as far as targeting and making a story.
That's correct.
So what do you say to those who, to your people that support you? Like, what do you say to that situation?
Well, here's the deal. My people know me, and my work prior to, my commitment to the community and to the people, my results speak for itself. There's some people that's disappointed, but you got some haters out here, and the haters, they hate to see progress. They hate to see people bounce back. Okay, and some people hate you because you got decent hair. Some people hate you because you got all your teeth. Some people hate you. People hate you don't even know. People hate you that don't even know you. Okay, they just heard of you. But you got to understand who's telling the story. And if we were to tell the right story, and we have the right understanding, and we know what's happening, we see the disparities, we know that we're not the ones in charge of the press, and the press is going to do what the press is going to do, then, you can't win. But you can win. You believe in God. Because I'm going to tell you what number God has been with me every step of the way, even while I was gone. I mean, God was with me every step of the way. I taught class. They recognized and appreciated me where I was, and folks who saw and knew what it was all about. Now, I don't control what people want to say, but right now, I don't have time to wait to hear what they want to say, those that don't want to be on the right wagon moving forward. If you know so much, you make the commitment. If you got something to say about me, come tell me. Don't be splattering around and talking and acting like you don't even know me. You ain't never met me to say anything about me, but you have a right to your opinion. And I still have a right to mine to continue to move forward, continue to do for the community, continue to look after the kids, continue to make a difference. Because that's what God got me to do. He didn't anoint me to say, you go and preach in the pulpit. If I get in the pulpit and get to preaching, everybody better start ducking because lightning bolt's going to come from somewhere. Now, on the street side of things, when I see it wrong and not right for the future, because had it not been for those opening up doors for me, I would have never been the mayor. I would have never met everybody I met. I would have never traveled everywhere I went. I wouldn't be sitting here like I'm sitting here today. And that's that. You know, my commitment is still helping the people. I'm down. I'm with you. Like we down like 4 flat tires together with the community. I still eat chitlins. I want everybody to know that. I just so you'll know. You know, so I'm still a hood rat, but I'm gonna still make sure that my community is taken care of best I can. I want to see a movie theater. I want to see better grocery stores. I want to see less guns and all this stuff killing our people. Okay. I don't want to see all this stuff. I like for us to all just be together and have fun and bring about some love in our community. That's what I fight for. That's what I believe in. And I'm going to die doing it.
To become the mayor, like you had to go places, see different things. I want to know, did you ever get in trouble before any of this?
I ain't never been in trouble.
Never been in trouble
this
so,
time.
Inside of a jail.
No.
Even before that.
No. I've never been locked up.
So being older gentleman, how was that just going there the first time?
Doctor, all faith was in God. When they dropped me off, well, first of all, before I got into jail, before I went to Big Springs,
Yes.
you got to understand being in those rooms that you're in when they are questioning and getting you prepared and all this stuff. That was enough for me right there.
This is the FBI or just the local police?
Yeah, law enforcement.
Law enforcement.
I hate to say the
people.
Yeah. But here's the deal. That's something that maybe I really needed to experience. Because now I'm going to talk to inmates and open up doors for formerly incarcerated people. Fight to get their voting rights back. Fight to say, you've done your time. Now he needs to be restored with all his rights. Every one of them. We're still Americans at the end of the day. Why you go and do your time, get out, come out here, you can't find a job, just try to go get an apartment, and know you got a history in the background. You ain't gonna get it. And everybody that's listening, guess what? It ain't just me. All y'all got somebody in your family or somebody across your path that's been in this situation, the majority. And everybody's done something wrong. If you ain't did nothing, run a red light. That was wrong.
Do you still believe in the justice system?
I know that the justice system needs to be addressed. And the justice system is going to be something that's going to affect you all. And if y'all don't do something about it, it never will be corrected. I think my other book, I'll tell you what it was, they need a name. The other book is called The Racket because it's nothing but a racket.
But do you think that younger Black people might see your situation and be a little scared or hesitant to even jump in that position because it does feel like there's a target on our back?
Not unless you know you all come together and put somebody in there, then you support that somebody that you put in there.
But did you not feel like you got support?
Oh, I had all the love in the world. That's a prayers and God. I mean, that's what. Look, I didn't have no problem.
I supported you just off the strength of being Black. I know that's ignorant, but.
Well, no, that's what it is. It is what it is.
My vote.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But you can't stop. Look at you. You can't change this unless you change it. Y'all got to go and you got to vote and take your cousin that don't vote to the polls. Get him registered and say, no, buddy, you going with me. You going to hang with me?
Yeah.
We finna go do this.
Yeah.
We want to clout and do every single thing, but the only thing we don't do is come together and get our butts out there and go pick a leader and then hold that person accountable. Once they see that you got it back, then ain't nobody gonna fool with you if they know you got the back. But as long as you're quiet and, looking at the news that you ain't produced and they can say anything they want to say and then make everybody believe what they want to believe. Look at this, when I came and went through South Dallas, I said this publicly, going down Martin Luther King, the back end of Martin Luther King. What are they saying about me over there? Hey, I said, Martin Luther King's family ought to come and asked the city of Dallas to take their daddy's name off that street.
Damn.
That happened.
Well, here's the deal. Until and unless we decide that we're going to open up some businesses, you look at Martin Luther King and then compare it to Jefferson.
Right.
Go down Jefferson. Look at all the parking meters. Look at all of the businesses that's on there. Compare that with Martin Luther King. What we got over there? Now, I'm talking about the back end of it. You know, we got the frat houses and all this going this way, because when the folks get off the freeway, they have to take a left to go to the Fair Park.
Right.
So that's kind of okay.
Yeah.
All right. Look at the Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce building. Got a fence around it. Ought to be torn down. And they still letting it stand up there. And we don't say nothing about it, and that's our community. And people pass by there and they look, that's a reflection on us.
That is.
Until we decide that we gonna make a change. Y'all the one look here, y'all the one gonna have to be living with it.
So, that's real. The kids.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move it. Hey.